Alright, so for today I'm going to be making a bone-in pork rib roast, and I'm very excited about this. I don't eat pork very often. I try not to eat it too much, but yeah, it's going to be really awesome. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in my smoker, and then I'm going to make a awesome chutney to go with it, kind of spicy chutney, and this is going to be really good. I can't wait. And I want to say that if you are making this recipe, you want to definitely brine it overnight. That's what I did. I did a 12-hour brine, and I'll bring out the rib roast and I'll show you all the seasonings that I used for the dry brine overnight. 12 hours, you can do 4 hours, it doesn't matter. And it takes, this is a 5-pounder, so it takes about 3 hours max in the smoker. It's not too long, it's not too difficult. So let's go ahead and let's make this shit.
Okay, so to kick things off, I've got a 5-pound bone-in pork rib roast that overnight I brined. And like I said I would offer you, I will tell you the brining process. So 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, tablespoon of smoked paprika, tablespoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of ancho chilies powder, a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, tablespoon of mustard powder, and a tablespoon of Mexican oregano, left in the fridge overnight for dry brine. Now we're going to move over into our process of cleaning the bones. I wanted to show you this trimming process. Sometimes your butcher will do it for you, but there's a lot of fat and stuff in between those bones and meat, and you just want to gently and safely trim them off. Now the smoker is heating up right now. I have it set to 245 right now, and this will take about 3.5 hours max, should be around there, to get it to 130 to 135. So while that's going to go in the smoker, I'm going to go ahead and start with our basting sauce, which is going to be some butter melted, about half a cup, and about 6 to 7 cloves of garlic that I will mince into the butter. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up for all of you wonderful people, but I am adding in some fresh rosemary leaves, not thyme, sorry. So rosemary leaves, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of that. And then I'm going to come through with some nice honey. So use whatever honey you got, but we're going to go ahead and put in about 2 tablespoons of honey. And then we're going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before giving this a good mix. Now, this will be our basting sauce for our pork while it's in the smoker. All right, we're ready for some basting now. We're about a third of the way through the smoking process. So note, I do have my pork roast here bone down the best I could. And then I'm going to go ahead and give this a nice baste. You want it boned down so that you can baste the top of it. And honestly, if you can put some tinfoil down at the bottom of your smoker, go for it. I gave up because it was really freezing cold this day. And I was like, I'm not going to clean this out and lay more tinfoil. So I'll just have to clean it all up the next day when it's warmer. But this really does matter. So do it throughout. I would say every 30 minutes, 20 minutes, give it a nice little baste. Okay, so now for our chutney. So I'm going to start off with a mango here, and I'm just going to go ahead and peel this mango completely, get all the rind off, and then I'm going to go ahead and dice it up for the smoker. So I should mention there is a core in a mango, so you want to kind of try to find it. So I'm just like, there we go, I found it right there, just kind of taking little by little off, and then I'll work from there. That's my flat piece now, so I don't hurt myself while I'm cutting. And then just give this a nice fine dice and make sure we have no core bits in there, because we don't want that. And definitely when you find them, like you just saw a couple pieces just laid down, remove them when you can. Okay, and then I want to note that you can use a mango instead. There's plenty of fruit that you can use in a chutney. And I'm going to go ahead and put these on a nice little grilling sheet. This is a grilling rack that's made for basically like veggies and fruits and stuff, so they don't fall through the grill rack. And I'm also going to add the golden berries. Sorry, you'll see them at the end of the video, but I do add them into here. And I'm going to smoke them for about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes max, not too long. And after smelling all those good smoky flavors, the meat is done. So I'm going to take this out, and there's my thermometer right there, my little probe. That was dead center. That's where you want it, if you have one, to make sure it's done. And I'm going to let this rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before serving. Now I am wrapping this. You can use butcher paper. I'm using tin foil. I had it on hand at the time. And yeah, just going to let this rest so all those juices soak back in. Now we're going to move on to the other part of our chutney. So we've got a lime here, 2 cloves of garlic, 3 Fresno chilies, and about a quarter cup to half a cup of cilantro. So I'm going to juice the lime. That's what I'm going to start off with. Juice that into the blender. And then I'm going to move on to crushing and getting off that woody bit in our garlic. Typically, I like to slice up my garlic before putting it into the blender, but at this time I had to keep moving and get this done with, but it does make it a lot finer and a lot better if you want to do that. So go ahead and move through the garlic, and then we're going to de-stem the Fresno chilies, and we're also going to slice them up when they go into before they go into the blender. That'll help a lot with making sure that this gets well blended into the process. So very gently, just give it a nice slice throughout, and then you can pretty much just drop in the cilantro as it is. All right, then with everything in there, we're going to add just a drizzle of olive oil or avocado. If you have avocado, that's what I'm using. And then I'm going to give it about a tablespoon of turmeric. If you want this a little sweeter, you can add some sugar or some honey if you want. Anything you want. Chutneys are super awesome and versatile. So then I'm going to add in the smoked mango and golden berries. You can see those there, the little bulbs. They're super delicious. So dropping all that in before I give this a nice high blend. All right, so we're all done here, and honestly, this came out so good. The pork was a little bit more done than I wanted, but it's okay. My smoker kind of cooks a little too fast, and you can see all those juices just pouring out of the pork roast there as I cut it, so I can tell you this was super juicy and super flavorful. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and try this and end this video.
All right, and we're done. So I gotta say, this is an awesome recipe, and look at this pork chop. It is steaming, it is smoky. Next time, I'm gonna go for a little bit more bark on the entire pork bone-in roast. But this time, couldn't really do it today. It was crazy weather, but it still looks good. So, gonna go ahead and try this. And I am gonna get a little bit of that chutney. This chutney, I can say, I've already tried it. It is on fire. Wow. Okay. That is insane. That is a really good pork roast with the chutney. It is so damn good. I'm so glad I made this today. Definitely try it. And if you do, let me know in the comments below how it came out. And if you have any other recipes that you would like to see, please let me know. I will be more than likely to make them. I'll just look at the recipes, see which ones we can do. And yeah, I'm out. So I guess I should say cheers. I'm out. Good night.